If you were married to a federal employee who passed away, or you are a federal employee and you want to know what is going to be left behind for your spouse when it comes to your federal benefits, this is the video for you. So let's talk about what benefits there are and whether or not you'll have access to them as a deceased or the spouse of the deceased federal employee. Okay, so let's dive in. Number one, life insurance. Through the federal government, there is a program called FEGLI, or Federal Employee Group Life Insurance. Now, not all federal employees have this, so what you can do is there's going to be a couple places you go to get information. OPM, if you're not familiar, is the government agency that manages retirees. So if your spouse, who's a federal employee, was retired, OPM is basically their HR. They manage all of their benefits. So you can talk to or call OPM. You could probably just look up their phone number. That's probably the best because that does change over time. And you can figure out, you can report their death, right, if you haven't already, to OPM and figure out if they have any life insurance. Now, you want to make sure they don't have any life insurance outside the government as well, because again, in retirement, it's actually quite rare for federal employees to keep a bunch of life insurance. Most have a little bit, but not a ton. So keep that in mind, is check with OPM about life insurance, and that normally pays out really, really quick, assuming you have all the paperwork and ready to go. Okay, next, pension. So as federal employees get a pension, of course, in retirement. And the only way for a spouse to receive a piece of that pension after the federal employee has passed away is if the federal employee, when they retired, elected what they call a survivor benefit. That says, hey, if I pass away, I want my spouse to receive a piece of my pension. And the only options really are, the most you can receive of their pension is 50% of it. There's also a 25% option, and there's also a 0% option. Meaning, let's say their pension is, let's say $4,000, right? $4,000. If their pension when the federal employee was alive was $4,000, then if they elected the full benefit, full survivor, then you'd be left with about $2,000 if they passed away, or 25 would be $1,000, or if they didn't elect one at all, of course, you'd be left with zero. So when it comes to the pension, again, you can reach out to OPM, see what they elected, okay? And you will get whatever they chose to elect, okay? Again, the most you can get is 50% of the initial. It would be there, and there, okay? So again, that is, you want to reach out to OPM, ask about the pension to get that monthly payment for the rest of your life as well, okay? Now, FEHB, this is health insurance. It's the government health insurance program. Now, as long as you were on the federal employee's health insurance when they passed away, and you had one of the survivor benefits, okay, if you had zero, then you won't be able to keep health insurance. But if you had one of these, and you were on their health insurance when they passed away, then yes, you will be able to continue on the health insurance after retirement. Again, that is operated through OPM, so you're going to call OPM on the health insurance as well. Now, when it comes to Social Security, you actually may be able to inherit their Social Security benefit as well, but this does vary a little bit. The general principle is this: whose ever Social Security benefit between yours and your spouse's, now deceased spouse, whichever is bigger is the one that you'll keep getting. So, for example, let's say the federal employee spouse was getting, let's say, $3,000 a month. Okay, $3,000 a month from Social Security, and you, as the spouse of the federal employee, let's say we're getting $2,000 a month from just your own benefits, right? You were getting your own benefits, but they were just smaller than your spouse's. So if this spouse just passed away, what would happen actually for Social Security purposes, if this is called survivor benefits for Social Security, you would actually inherit the $3,000 benefit because it's the bigger of the two. If this is you, if your spouse too, your benefit would actually drop off and you'd start receiving $3,000 a month once your spouse passes away, okay? So, and this is coordinated through the Social Security Administration, so this is not an OPM thing. You want to go to the Social Security Administration themselves, of course, report the death, and this will happen basically automatically. It'd get bumped up. Now, if you're not on Social Security yet, and you're under age 60, you may not be able to get any benefit from Social Security yet, okay? But at 60, you would be able to get some of this at least, okay? I'm not going to go into the details of this because there's a lot of details here. But talk to the Social Security. They'll walk you through exactly what you're eligible for. So hopefully that's helpful. And again, if you're a federal employee yourself, then this will be helpful to just show what your spouse is going to be left with. And if you are, of course, the spouse of a now deceased federal employee, my condolences. And I hope that's helpful. And basically all the videos here on the channel are all about the federal benefits. If you want to learn more about what exists, that will definitely be helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next video.